Hey, to all my friends from the Louisville Apartment Association. My name's Stephen Marshall, and I'm an attorney from Lexington who runs a website, kylandlordlaw.com, your source for trusted information on legal issues affecting the rental industry here in Kentucky. And I'm coming to Louisville on April 22nd to talk fair housing. I want to give you a sense on what I'm going to be talking about that day. So imagine, if you will, 4 different scenarios. Scenario number 1, you're doing inspections on your property and you go into a rental unit, and on the counter you see a tank with a python in it. So you immediately call your resident and ask, what in the world is a python doing in your unit? And the resident tells you it's their emotional support python. What do you do with that? That's scenario number 1. Scenario number 2, you go to the next unit. You walk in and you don't even get in the door, and you see that every square inch of the entire unit is covered with junk. Everything from trash, fast food bags, cups, clothes, all types of pictures and stuff on every square inch of the floor and the furniture. You've got a hoarding situation. What do you do with that? What are your options? What can you do? Scenario number 3, you go to the next unit. Everything seems to be fine until you get to the bathroom. And in the bathroom, your resident has installed a bidet. So you call the resident, ask what's going on, and he says he's done it for religious reasons, that he's required by his religion to use a bidet. What do you do with that? And then scenario number 4, you go into the unit, you get into the living room, and you see a huge hole in the wall. And so it hadn't been reported. You ask your resident what happened. She tells you that her boyfriend took her head and slammed her into the wall, causing the hole. What are your options there? What do you do with that? These 4 scenarios kind of cover and encapsulate the topics that I'm going to talk about when I come to Louisville on April the 22nd. It's going to be your fair housing update. So we're going to talk about disability related issues first and foremost. 60% of all housing discrimination complaints are based on disability. So we're going to talk about that Python case. We're going to talk about how to deal with reasonable accommodation requests for assistance animals. HUD has finally released some new guidance on this about 3 weeks ago. And so we're going to talk about what new information HUD has put out there. We're going to talk about hoarding situations. Hoarding can be considered a mental illness, and it invokes the disability aspect of the Fair Housing Act. So we're going to talk about what to do with hoarding situations and how to analyze those in our minds. We'll talk about bidets and we'll talk about religious exemptions, but we're also going to talk about when residents want to modify their units, the structure of their units, based on some disability that they may have. And then finally, we're going to talk about Kentucky's domestic violence law and how it's created a new protected class throughout the entire state for certain victims of domestic violence. So remember, that's April the 22nd. I'm going to be in Louisville. Please go to the LAA website. You'll find a link to get signed up. If you've got any questions, you can find me at kylandlordlaw.com. And my email address will be there, so just shoot me an email and we'll talk about what's going to happen. Otherwise, get registered, and I look forward to seeing you on April the 22nd. Have a great day.